Now to our coverage of the vice presidential debate. Vice President Mike Pence and Democratic Senator Kamala Harris squaring off in their first and only debate in Salt Lake City, Utah last night. It was far less combative and tense compared to last week's presidential debate, where we saw frequent interruptions and sparring between the candidates. The candidates this time wasting no time in debating the Trump administration's COVID-19 response.
They knew and they covered it up. The president said it was a hoax. They minimized the seriousness of it.
We were able to see to the delivery of billions of supplies so our doctors and nurses had the resource and support they needed. And we began, really before the month of February was out, to develop a vaccine.
The candidates trading shots on other familiar issues, including the economy, jobs, immigration, and racial injustice.
The President of the United States took a debate stage in front of 70 million Americans and refused to condemn white supremacists.
He condemned the KKK, neo-Nazis, and white supremacists, and has done so repeatedly.
Liza Lucas continuing our coverage of the debate this morning. She's live at the bridge. Liza, lots to discuss this morning, including that surprise visitor.
That is right, Sheba. It is 2020 after all. So let's get to the fly that grabbed the focus of social media right here. Just one of the many pictures that have been circulating online. That fly atop Vice President Mike Pence's head for around 2 minutes really captured a lot of the focus of the debate for Twitter, where it's still trending. You can see some of the comments that have been coming in. Celebrities really grasping onto that moment. Dan Levy tweeting, "Give that fly a SAG award." The Biden campaign also taking hold of that moment, tweeting out this picture right here. Joe Biden holding a fly swatter. Yep, just a few of the moments that were really spurred from that one on social media. But in the meantime, the debate did cover a lot of top issues, and that included the Supreme Court, the economy, racial injustice. And for those at home that were watching, according to Google Trends, the top searched issue during the VP debate was the Supreme Court, the nominee, the candidates going back and forth, sparring over the nominee and that choice. But who won, in your opinion? Well, we've seen some comments coming in on our 11 Alive Facebook page. As you can imagine, pretty divided. Some saying VP Pence won, others saying Senator Kamala Harris. Continue to let us know what you think. We've got our text line ready for you, 404-885-7600. Include your name and your thoughts on how it all went down.
All right, Liza, thank you for that. And coming up, there were a lot of claims made last night during the debate. Some were true, some were not. Our Verify team is looking into them and separating fact from fiction. That's ahead in our next half hour.